So, Chicago Bear fans, this rumor actually is something cooking, unlike the Jonathan Taylor news. So, what's up, everybody? This is the Chicago Sports Talk Michael, back again with another video slash discussion. So, we're here today to tell you, should the Chicago Bears trade for Chris Jones? Now, the rumor has it that the Chicago Bears are linked to the Chiefs to trade for Chris Jones. Now, if you don't know the news, Chris Jones wants to get paid a big contract. He wants to be the highest paid defensive tackle in the league, and I think he definitely deserves it. This is a guy that can get to the quarterback, and he is a game changer. I think he definitely deserves his money, if we're being generally honest. He doesn't go to the Bears, or if he stays on the Chiefs, or he goes to a different team, I think he definitely deserves his money, because that dude is a game changer. Without him, the Kansas City defense would be as terrible, but they'll still be not as good. But as a fan looking into this, there are positives and there are negatives about should the Bears trade for Chris Jones. Now, he's currently holding out at the moment. And the rumor has it that, actually no, it has it that he is considering holding out until week 8 of the National Football season. Now, if you're the Bears, do the Bears have like assets to trade for a guy like Chris Jones? Absolutely. They have all the draft capital to do it. And we have the money to pay Chris Jones happen to trade for him. Now, my question is to everybody that's on board with me, because we're trying to, look into this a whole different level. If you trade for Chris Jones, what does that mean for the individuals like Justin Jones and Javon Dexter and Zach Pickett? Guys that forget Justin Jones for a moment. He's not the long-term answer. You spent a high, not very high, but you get the point. You invested a second-round pick to get Javon Dexter. You spent a high third-round pick to get Zach Pickett. Should you really consider trading for Chris Jones, a guy that's about to turn 30? And I get it. He's a good player. And there's positives into this. Trading for a guy like Chris Jones would be an absolute game changer to this defense. So imagine, imagine a defensive line full of Yannick Ngakoue, and you got Yannick Ngakoue, who has been productive ever since he left Jacksonville. And you got DeMarcus Walker, who had an all-pro year with the Tennessee Titans. And you add Chris Jones, who is a game changer. That is a recipe for disaster for quarterbacks. But do I see this happening? I don't know. But would it likely to happen? Absolutely not. For many reasons. I think Ryan Poles is comfortable with the current group that he has right now. And I think, just very logical, Ryan Poles is not all about trading a high value of draft pick, because it's being reported that the Chiefs want a 2024 first round pick and I think a second this year and a second for next year. So Ryan Poles is not all about trading assets to acquire a big time player. He's more of collecting draft capital. He's more of doing that, building for the draft. He's been saying that ever since he stepped foot in Chicago. And do I see the Bears doing this? Like I said, this is 2023. 4 or 5 years ago, which was right around the 2018 era, the offseason, I didn't think we were going to trade for Khalil Mack. I thought he was going to go to our rival team, the Green Bay Packers, until the week before the season, the Bears made the move to trade for Khalil Mack. Now, would I be surprised? Absolutely. But this is a discussion that could be legitimate. And this is coming from a source, not Ian Rappaport or Adam Schefter. This is coming from NFL notifications on Instagram, and I'm aware some of the sources that they have are not correct most of the time, but some of the sources that they do have they're correct most of the time. This is the same source that predicted that the Bears were going to trade with the Carolina Panthers and sign Unique Ngakoue. So I do believe that the Bears are linked to getting Chris Jones. But do I think Ryan Poles is going to be willing to give up a first round pick just to give up to a talent like Chris Jones? Like, from obviously, because Ryan Poles is in his second year as a general manager, he's not really about trading a high value of draft capital player like Chris Jones. He's more of collecting draft picks to acquire players that may have some upside to be Chris Jones. So I'm all for it if it happens. If it doesn't, this is actually a legitimate thing to talk about. Apparently there's some news that we're exploring Jonathan Taylor, which I'm not doing a video on it. And if it happens, I'll do a video on it. But like I said, that's all for today's video. Hit the subscribe button if you are a Bears fan. Do you think the Chicago Bears should trade for Chris Jones? And if so, what would your asking price be? So that's all. Hit the subscribe button. As always, bear down.